They're very different type of sheep. Look almost like goat.
We had a small house in Oslo, but we built a small greenhouse in the garden out of old windows. I stayed most of the time in the greenhouse.
This is really a big home.
Yeah, it's a family home of about 250 square meters. And then we have the greenhouse outside it.
And why did you decide to put a greenhouse over your house?
It's several reasons, mostly because I wanted to grow food. And the climate here is quite harsh. I grew up here.
So you had property out here. Yeah. Wow.
Actually, I kept it for 10 or 15 years before we decided if we wanted to stay here or what.
So this was an industrial greenhouse, or what did you use?
Yeah, it's an industrial greenhouse. Yeah. So we put up the greenhouse before we built the house. So during winter in Norway, it's very practical because you have a lot of snow.
So you're getting actually snow coming off the roof?
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
Yeah. This winter we had maybe 1.5 meters.
And the glass can sustain all that snow?
Yeah. Yeah, it's strong and you have the steel construction under it, so it holds a lot of snow. But the snow won't stay there because when the sun comes, even if it's very cold during winter, it slides off. It slides down, and that's why we have the building in front of the door, because it comes down.
And lands, yeah. You've created, I mean, this whole area is so filled with plants.
Yeah.
Like you have trees even. It's not just bushes, you have a lot of trees. Like a little orchard, or are they fruit?
All of them are fruit trees. I wanted to grow fruit here that is impossible to grow outside. So we have peaches and apricots and almonds and figs, and this is a sweet cherry. There is no fruit on this yet because it's quite young, even though it's big. And this is blackberries.
You're just letting them grow across the floor?
Yeah, I cut them down every fall and it will just come out again.
They come towards the center to get the light, right?
Yeah, they do. Or they can grow up. Last year I had them growing upside the wall.
The wall, okay.
Yeah.
So do you have, I mean, is it a lot of watering, or is it a lot of work to upkeep this, or pruning?
Yeah, pruning a lot. But for watering, I just have this water hose that sits directly in the soil.
So drip irrigation or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's easy.
So that's very easy, yeah.
So it's really just because they grow so much, you have to actually be pruning,
Yeah. That's called, in Norwegian, it's morbær. This is normally quite a small bush, but it will have berries maybe next year.
Wow, it's huge. So how long have you had the plant? How long have they?
No, actually, the plants are quite young. They are just, the oldest one, it's over there. Yeah. It's the plum. It's 5 years.
Wow, so that's 5 years old?
Yeah, it grows very fast because there is no wind here. So I need to cut them a lot. Now we have lots of fruit here, which is ripe now, as you can see.
Oh yeah, you see it, they're all over. Yeah, I mean, you have so much fruit, it's falling all over the ground.
I picked a lot of them, but there are still
Do you see all that?
a lot more, yeah.
5 years old, but
yeah,
so it makes a difference that it's protected and it gets so much sun.
Yeah. And this type also, it's impossible to grow outside because it's so cold and you have all the snow. That's what I really wanted, is to grow a lot of food.
This is a commercial, like industrial greenhouse that's just made for normally just having a commercial farm.
Yeah.
So you just looked online and found I mean, how hard was it to find something that would be a home as well? Like.
Actually, I looked up a few homes in Denmark and Sweden and went visiting them.
Because we filmed one in outside Stockholm.
Oh,
a natural house, yeah.
Yeah.
In 2015, almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. And I'm an architect, so I kind of made my own version of it.
So structurally, you needed something.
Yeah, structurally, it's what is the dimension is because of the load of the snow and of course the wind. So that's what decides it. And also I wanted it this tall, it's 11.5 meters, because I wanted a normal 2-story house on the inside.
So it fits a 2-story house that is also quite, it's not a narrow house, it's a full house.
Yeah.
It's a full house,
yeah.
and it really fits inside.
Yeah. But all the walls that faces north and east, they have windows that you can open. So you have directly outside. So you always have fresh air. So when it's like a hot day like this, it's always a lot hotter here than inside of the house.
Because the house also has probably its own insulation.
Yeah.
So it works like an environment.
Yeah.
Let's say in wintertime, in a very cold day that is sunny, within your house, how much warmer is it compared to the outside?
If it's dark during the night or if there is no sun, it's maybe 5 degrees warmer here than outside. But as soon as the sun comes up, it rises very quickly.
To what? What kind of temperatures can you get in the middle of winter?
This winter I had in February 20 degrees.
Wow.
20!
Because that is when this opens, 20 degrees, when it's super sunny.
And it opened in the winter, even, because it was too hot.
Yeah, it opens if it's over 20 degrees.
And outside it was probably...
-5 maybe?
So it was almost like a summer day.
Yeah, almost. So I can do gardening with no shoes on.
One thing that I noticed, especially looking from here in your house, is that you didn't want to create a mathematically straight the house inside of the greenhouse, but you wanted
angle. Because I wanted the house to be open as much as possible to the greenhouse.
So the material of the house then, so you decided just to use a wood and then I'm assuming quite a bit of insulation that you'd need up here?
Is traditional normal Norwegian wood.
The red color that you see so often.
Yeah, it's like in a barn. If you saw my sister's barn when you passed, it's the same color. Yeah.
So this is a traditional house.
Yeah, it's a normal house that has been built like it was outside.
So you built the greenhouse and then you just started building a house like you would outside, except it was easy to build because you're protected from the elements, right? Yeah. So nothing different except maybe the roof would be a bit different.
No, it's actually the same because it's built as if it was outside.
Okay.
The roof as well, but it's a terrace. Ja. Du må få dem ut først da. So this is the kitchen, which is the room that we spend the most time in. Og dere gjorde det skikkelig bra. Nå får dere sitte der og slappe av litt.
Wow. So you really maximized the glass here.
Yeah.
Because this must be the southern exposure, or
no? This is to the west. It's very good for the evening sun.
Okay.
So this is directly to the south, where we have the kitchen garden. So we open this glass wall when all summer it stays open. We close it during the winter and during the night.
The floor feels so good. What do you use for the floor?
No, it's normal concrete, but you have this micro cement on top that are sealed, so it's super hard.
Is it functional as well as a heat sink when the sun comes in and warms it up? And does it warm up during the day and then?
Yeah, when you have all this concrete, it warms up with the sun, of course.
And then releases that at night, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah. Yes, it does. And it's super hard, so you can even... my youngest daughter, she brought in her horse. That's no problem.
So how did you set up the kitchen then? Just so that you're here and you can sort of be in the garden, right?
Yeah, of course. And also to go in the greenhouse and pick up some herbs most of the year.
So you have an herb garden right outside the kitchen?
Yeah, of course.
And what do you have out here then?
This is actually the apricot tree. It's the first year of fruit. We have picked a lot of them now, but they are... now this is too ripe. But mostly on the ground here, we have herbs to use in the kitchen. This is, I don't know the name in English, it's kruspersille.
Is it parsley?
Yeah, it's parsley. Yeah. We have a lot of these. Yeah.
So you planned it right here.
And this salvia, it stays over the winter, actually.
It's incredible that instead of just importing that from the other corner of the world or of Europe, you have it here by your,
you can grow it here.
By your kitchen, right?
Yeah. And what I can see that likes it most here, it's the herbs that grows in darker climate zones, warmer climate zones. Not like the traditional Norwegian ones, they don't like it here because it's too warm. but yeah, so that I keep them outside.
Yeah.
And this one, actually, this is melissa for tea and salad and everything. It grows very well here. It started out like a small from the store.
Those ones you buy at the store, huh?
Yeah.
And this has all been 4 years?
Yes.
This is a plum tree, right?
Yeah, it's called blood plum.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just for decoration. I didn't know that when I bought it.
They are so teeny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, I think I will cut it down because I can't eat the fruit.
Do you anticipate that some of these will get to the roof soon? I mean, in a couple more years? Like, they're getting up there.
I think so. I need to cut them, of course. Yeah. This is peach.
Oh, it's a peach tree.
Yeah.
Okay.
It haven't got much fruit yet, but it will come.
It'll come. It's busy growing.
Yeah.
I'm noticing that in this part of the house, because of the airflow and the fact that the sun is from the south now, so it's sheltered, this part is sheltered, it's much cooler here than there.
Than there, yeah.
So that's so within your house you have different temperatures.
Yeah, all the time.
Maybe the plants are also helping to stay fresh, this part?
Yeah, yeah. And they also, of course, give a lot of shadow. The first years we lived here, it was very open and it was a lot warmer because trees were so small.
So plants do help with
they
a
help
small climate.
a lot, yeah. And also when when they fall down during the winter, it opens up for more light.
So it works the way you want.
Yeah.
So leaves are falling when it's cold, you get more light, they come when it gets hot.
Yeah.
So win-win.
It's a natural forest.
Building this, I would assume that even putting up a greenhouse this big must have been expensive, all that glass.
It wasn't that bad, actually. It came like a kit from Denmark, and they put it up in 2 weeks. So it was super quick, just in time before the snow.
It's a serious building. You see the beams, how thick they are. I mean, this is not going anywhere.
Yeah, this is steel. And you have the aluminum profiles for the glass.
What do you do with all your fruits and vegetables?
I can a lot and I freeze it. Yeah, these are the freezers, so I freeze a lot of it, actually. Like this. This is fennel. I grew a lot of that last year, so this is for years. Yeah, it's fennel and berries. We have a lot of berries. This is berry lemonade.
Oh, lemonade.
Yeah, from the berries. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have more.
And also I can a lot. Yeah. I do
Plums.
can a lot. These are both berries and tomatoes.
Oh, a mix.
Yeah, it's a mix. Everything can be mixed.
Is this a walk-in fridge?
Yeah.
It's the first time I see this in a house.
Look at all those plums.
Yeah, this is from the plum tree.
Wow, so that's within your house. You just get a lot of fruit. You just kind of store it.
Yeah.
Instead of just going to Kongsberg,
Yeah.
half an hour from here, to the store,
Yeah.
and driving back.
Yeah. These are my seeds.
Oh, those are seeds. So
Yeah.
you're planting continually. Not everything's perennial. Like
Both.
Do you buy any fruit?
Not during the summer. No, not fruit or vegetables during the summer. So that's one of my goals, to be self-sufficient during the whole year. I'm not there yet, but it will come.
If you could can more and preserve more and grow a little more.
Yeah, I grow a little more. It takes time, of course, and I work like 150% on the side. So
I like your library. There is all the wall.
yeah, we wanted to have all the books in one place. Of course, we are missing the ladder, but we didn't build that yet.
Are you going to build one of those that just runs on a rail?
Yeah, I was planning that. But we were thinking maybe the youngest should be a little bit older before we do it. The kids, they really, really love their Lego. And this is their artwork.
So it's a gallery space?
Yes.
How far is your children's school?
It's 17 kilometers on the other direction. So they are being picked up by a school bus just outside here.
And in winter time, can they do that as well? Or?
Yeah, of course, all year. And also they need to have a light because it's dark when they go to school. This is actually the main entrance, everything here. And also you can go directly to the greenhouse, of course. Yeah.
I like how you have a sight line straight through.
Yeah, everywhere.
Yeah.
I want that. And also because it's an important space over here, because this is where we have the small pond where we bath in the river.
You have a swimming pond?
Yes, we do.
Or did you create that?
My father did.
Your father did.
And this part is also very nice to sit, especially now during the warm summer because it's cold on this side.
On this side.
It's to the east. And these are one of the children's room. As you can see here, the window, this is to the north, and this is to the east. So it's kind of always cold in this room, and every room that we sleep in opens to this direction.
It is really much cooler, yes, in this area.
This is the bathroom.
You like to be connected to nature wherever you are.
Yeah.
Not everyone has that kind of view in their bathtub.
No, I use this a lot. So this, we don't spend much time here actually.
That you created something so great downstairs.
But the time will come when we spend time here as well. But as you can feel, it's a lot warmer here. Yeah.
And you see here, is that some of the structure, or what are we seeing there?
Yeah, what we're seeing here, it's an unfinished wall.
Okay, so that gives us an idea of insulation. Would that be in there?
Yeah, the insulation, it's in this wall. But then on the outside, you have the structure of the greenhouse. So they are kind of separated. It's separated so that you don't have any problems with moisture or warmth. This is the insulated wall, and that needs to have cladding. So it's the same as inside the greenhouse, actually. But here it's bigger because you have the steel coming down. So normally it's just like 5 centimeters, but here it's a lot more because you have the steel on this side and on the north.
Okay.
Yeah. This is my gym. It's too warm now.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a winter gym.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice up here, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's not as hot as I thought it would be, right under the glass.
Yeah, it's quite warm now. Yeah. But for the evenings, and especially during fall and spring, it's very nice here.
Yeah. I mean, you still have some air coming across. It's not as, I mean, it's hot, but it's...
Yeah, this is directly to the north, so it kind of always is open now during the summer. But we close it in the winter, of course. And so here we have some shadow to the west, because when you sit here, it's really warm.
What a beautiful space. I mean, there is lots of room here. You can run here from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, I've had a lot of parties here. As long as everyone doesn't dance in the same...
In the same spot, right?
Yeah, then it's okay.
So you've chosen to put in even a small kitchen here and a bed? So it's
Yeah, sleep here. Especially during fall and spring. Not in the midwinter, then it's too cold, and now it's too hot. But from Easter, and then maybe now in August and September, October, it's very nice to sleep here.
And you have, so did you have some herbs or something here in the kitchen?
Yeah, I did, but I didn't have the time to manage it.
But you could be growing a lot up here too if you want.
Yes, I could. Right? Absolutely. Yeah. It's just time.
You do have a job.
Yeah. So maybe when I
retire,
I will have it here too. Yeah, and it's so hot, it needs a lot of water. So I was planning to maybe have some big containers here with trees on it, because now it's kind of naked. But we'll see.
And you have access to a lot of water?
Yeah.
Is that a natural?
Yeah, that's a natural lake. Huh? Yeah. But here we don't use the water from there. We have made a well. Yeah.
So you see your trees now that you can just look down. These have just grown up so much. Like eventually, do you want them to really kind of take over this area? Or
yeah.
Prune them down? So
I will prune them down, otherwise it will be different to pick the fruits.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
For picking, yeah. You have such a sight line. I mean, look at the views. It's 360 of just forest, right? Yeah.
But the views are just amazing. I mean, it's nature all over.
Yeah. And you can hear also the sound from the water. It's a lot stronger here than outside. Ja? Hei! Åh! Da får du bli med på film. This is the wife of my brother.
Oh, hello!
She comes with egg.
Oh, really?
Ja. Kommer ikke Steinar å bli med på film?
You just live next door? Yes. Ah, nice.
Hei! Ja, det går bra. This is my sister-in-law. Yeah.
What do you think of this place?
It's lovely. And I used to bring her eggs, and I can get some vegetables back in return.
So you have a lot of chickens?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
But not as much garden?
No, I have the animals. Margit has the garden, and we can just interchange.
Yeah.
And she also has a horse. So she kind of brings me.
Horse mule.
Yes.
It's really good for the garden. And also the feces from the chickens.
So we exchange.
You exchange a lot.
Everything.
Yeah.
She's the only one I know that I can bring feces to her door and she's happy.
I'm really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is wine time, isn't it?
Oh, is it wine time? That's fine too. I mean, I'm not...
Egg and wine.
Ska vi ta det?
Egg and...
Ja, ett lite glas ska vi... Ja.
Okay. This is the normal exchange every Saturday for the egg and the wine.
Egg and the wine.
Du kan plukke chili, Anna, så jeg er masse moden.
Ja, jeg tenkte vi måtte google hvordan jeg kan lage hjemmelaga.
Bra da.
So, what part of the year can you be out here?
Most year? Yeah.
From February to November.
Yeah.
I remember one time we came here in February, late February. It was minus 10 degrees outside. I came in with my son. We had all our winter clothes on. And in here was 25 degrees. So we just had to strip down almost to our underwear because it was too hot. It was like summer in here and winter outside. Because it was a sunny day.
Yeah.
And from late February, when it's sunny, it gets really warm in here quite fast. So it was kind of coming from the winter into summer, and that is beautiful because in Norway, the winter lasts too long, I think.
Yeah.
The last winter lasted for 6 months. We had snow for 6 months. And then to just come in here and kind of experience this is, it's a life-changing. I think we need it.
Yeah, we do.
What surprises me is that the days are so short in February.
Yeah.
Yet you're saying it still got to 25 degrees.
Yeah, it's short, but when you have the sun for a few hours, it heats up both the floor and everything. So it's a big change. Yeah.
You don't need much.
No, you don't. Yeah. Ska gå an.
I just have to go and check on my kids.
All this, it really continues out here.
These are nuts. They will be big. I didn't decide yet if I want to plant them outside or here or whatever. I need to wait for maybe 2 years before I decide.
Yeah, you let them get bigger.
Yeah.
But you definitely see that there's so much more wind outside. So these inside are getting a lot protection.
Very much.
Why would you decide one should be inside or outside? I mean, is there certain plants better?
It's actually the climate that decides if the plants can take it. And of course, if there are too many insects on them, I bring them out.
Right. But they can survive the winter outside?
No. No, I need to take them in.
And then you have another greenhouse.
This is the greenhouse for the chilies and paprikas and the tomatoes. And this is also the space where I grow my small seedlings. So I heat it in the spring.
How much of what you're growing could you be growing?
Yeah, without the greenhouse, you mean? No, it's difficult. It's difficult because, as you can see here, I have a few tomatoes on the outside as well, but it's too cold actually.
This is a little pathetic compared to, you have 2 to 3 tomatoes. I mean, now that I know what you can get. So did you have options for how you built this? I mean, you could have done really anything in here, right? Or are there limitations?
No, it's this area I can build more or less what I want.
What you want. There's no zoning or...
Yeah, it's a zoning plan, but it's very flexible.
So when you went to get a permit,
you
said, I'm going to build a greenhouse around my house, and they said, fine.
Yeah, it's fine. There are no neighbors here and no one to complain, so it's... But of course, it would be difficult if you are in a city or in a more urban space. But for this area, and when you have the shape of the barn, so this is quite familiar in the landscape, the barn.
I mean, it's really beautiful as well. It's functional, this greenhouse, but it's also really beautiful.
I've always been very fascinated by greenhouses.
What fascinates you about them?
Both the space inside and the warmth.
Yeah.
And what you can grow, of course. Yeah. I remember as a kid I was to the farm where my grandparents lived, where my sister lives now. And she had this small homemade greenhouse with tomatoes. It was so warm. It's a good memory.
It's just a magical little world in here. Being inside of glass.
Yeah.
There's something magical about it too, right?
I think so. It's what I felt all my life about the greenhouse, which is a very special space. And it changes a lot during the year. From the winter when there is no leaves, and now in the summer where it's so dense.
And you like that change?
Very much.
So you don't mind the winter when there's no leaves?
It's too long, of course, but it's no. I like the change during time.
Seeing the change. So you're seeing time.
Yeah, and also to see in the early spring when you can see things start to grow, and when there is flowers on the trees, but still with the snow outside, it's magical. Yeah, and also I think it's really important to use what we have. Like the manure from the cows and from the sheep and from the chicken and from the horse. I compost everything like on site. For example, when the leaves fall down during the winter, I just leave them on the ground. It makes compost for the trees. So I do that with everything, like the fruit that has fallen down.
And that's good for the...
Yeah, for the soil. It creates great diversity of microorganisms.
Yeah.
All of the leaves and whatever I have in the garden, I just leave it here. And the manure from the cows and the horse and the chicken and of course the sheep, they produce a lot. This is from a sheep, the wool. I keep it on top of the soil to prevent weeds and to keep the moisture. And of course it's a lot of nutrients in it.
So what kind of sheep are these?
This is kind of an old-fashioned Norwegian kind of sheep. We have them mostly because we want to have our own lamb meat.
So these are, you chose this breed because they're good for meat?
Yeah, they're very good for meat and they're super friendly and they eat everything we have here.
So they are prepared for cold weather and...
Yeah, they live outside. They have their own house during the winter, but they prefer to sleep outside.
Even in winter time?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So they are really prepared for Norway.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your name? You have names?
This one has no name because he will be meat. This.
Well, but he probably had a good life when they are outside and they are just eating good things.
Yeah.
So you see all the windows here. Is it important to have them on this side?
This is to the north, so we have all the bedrooms here. So it will keep cold during the summer and no sun, of course. And this is a small pond where we are having the summer bath.
And it's being fed by a...
It's my father's power station.
No.
Yes.
His hydropower?
Yes. So he runs their house with this and the solar panels. It's a turbine on top, and the water that you can see here is the excess water. So it goes down the pipe where the turbine is. He also wants to be self-sufficient.
But it's also beautiful. You know, how is some water running like that?
Yeah. So, yeah.
You've really created your own little world here. It's really magical.
Yeah, the greenhouse is always magical. It's a special space.
It's really your own creation. I mean, everything's kind of what you needed, what you wanted. Right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Ja. Går ikke. Nei. Nei, Henrik. We have food like everywhere. And it's important for me that the kids are a part of this and that they understand the work that needs to be done to grow all the food. And also, of course, they eat a lot more vegetables when they know and when they have it here. We don't need to go anywhere to find what we need because we have it here. Gikk det bra? Vil dere ha litt saft?
Jeg skal bare ha vann.
Okay.